Hey, what's up ladies and gents, it's SpoonyPizzas here, and in today's eFootball 2023 video, I want to talk about the version 2 update and 10 ways they can improve eFootball 2023. Firstly, in the version 2 update, it's clear that they made defending easier. Before, you had to be careful on how much sprint you applied in case your opponent cut inside, which is what you're seeing here before the update. And now they've made it so defenders can stop instantly, making the 1v1 duels a little easier for the defending player. They also increased the physicality, so as soon as a player touches you, I find that regardless of physical and balance stats, chances are you're going to lose the ball even with your strongest players, even if you're holding the shield button, as I pointed out in my review. So defending has received a massive boost, making it much more accessible for new players. I could deal with that, but the problem is they've made the left stick dribbling much worse. Turning in 90 or 180 degrees with the majority of players feels so slow and cumbersome, which makes you resort to passing over dribbling. Even with a maxed out standard pack Neymar, he turns 180 degrees like an oil tanker in cement, allowing defenders to close him down very quickly. This makes mazy dribbling using the left analog stick and short sprints almost impossible now, and turn the game into a passing fest. eFootball was supposedly all about the 1v1 duels, so how can they fix this? Well, if you have to keep the improved responsiveness for defending to make it much more accessible for new players, that's fine, but give us back the left stick dribbling responsiveness from either version 1 or the last version. This would balance out the improved defending mechanics, and yes, dribbles will still be harder to perform, but it's going to be much better for it. Next, they have to reduce how easy it is to tackle someone. There's literally no point selecting someone like Kante when Neymar or Messi can tackle just as easily. At the moment, the matchup button is your best form of tackling because it's assigned to the same button as shielding. I rarely use any other button for winning the ball. It needs to be harder to dispossess players unless you have a high quality tackler, and reduce the effectiveness of the matchup button for tackling. I love how they reduce the effectiveness of the double touch. It's still useful, but they've stopped people from spamming it. I saw people do this 5 to 10 times in a row, and I would love them to go actually further with this and to improve this with a greater chance of fumbling and losing the ball if a skill is repeated or spammed. Top of my wish list for fixes though is the player reaction. The lack of player reaction to loose balls, especially where players near the ball freeze when there's a deflection, which is best highlighted in my eFootball 2023 review. I'd like them to improve the effectiveness of stunning shots back to version 1. They just don't seem to have the amount of zip on them that they had before. Finally, apart from a graphical overhaul, I'd love to see a big improvement to the turf. NightMD showcased this best on his Twitter page the other day, showing the Maracana at night in game against the Maracana at night in real life. The difference is astounding. All of the turfs need a massive overhaul, and he's absolutely right when he says the turf is what we see for the entirety of the 90 minutes. Beyond that, the update has made the game far more responsive and accessible, especially in terms of the passing and shooting. Scoring from close range is much easier now, and they've made the game far less buggy. It's in a much better state, but they really need to address the points I've made above, as it's becoming a passing and through ball fest. It's also rewarding players who sit back with 1 to 2 bars, very similar to PES 2021, majority of their team behind the ball, with quick counter and long ball counter styles. I think they're getting to a stage where they do have a complete game, apart from the content of course, but they just need to make a few more tweaks. The AI certainly needs a buff. I shouldn't be able to win 4-0 against good teams and 11-0 against weak teams on legend difficulty. Otherwise, releasing a Master League is going to be entirely pointless. PES 2018, in my opinion, had the best AI difficulty in recent times, feeling very natural. So let's quickly summarize the 10 points for improving the game. Improving the player dribbling ability and reducing the first touch errors. As to how it was in version 1, that left stick dribbling was beautiful, and this is just going to bring balance to the new enhanced defending mechanics. I think they've gone too far one way. They've improved the defending mechanics, reduced the left stick dribbling, and it's just made it not an enjoyable experience when you're dribbling with the ball. Point number 2, make it harder to win the ball using the matchup button. Point number 3, make it harder to tackle for players without any defensive attributes, as you saw with Neymar and Coman. Tackling players without any sort of defensive attributes shouldn't really be as easy as it was. Increase the chance players will fumble and lose the ball if a skill move is repeated or spammed. So if you get players spamming the, or chaining any sort of skill moves together, to be honest, not just spamming one move over and over again like the double touch. Improve the shielding or reduce the physical contact, which currently results in the ball being lost and players are just charging in from behind without any sort of penalty. Number 6 is fix players freezing and not reacting to loose balls when there's a deflection. So when the ball takes a deflection, you'll notice nearby players just suddenly freeze for both sides, and it's very jarring and awkward. Point number 7, improve the effectiveness and ball speed for stunning shots, how it was in version 1, because it was never overpowered in my opinion. Point number 8, aside from a graphical overhaul, please improve the turf. This is absolutely paramount. Number 9, and I'm sure Galfano would kill me if I didn't add this, please improve the net physics. On the mobile device, they look even better than what's on my PlayStation 5 right now, which is quite disturbing. And point number 10, please improve the Legend AI because it's simply too easy right now. Let me know down in the comments what you would improve in eFootball 2023. What do you like about the update and what do you dislike? Anyway, that's pretty much it for me, ladies and gents. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care and goodbye.